Good evening, New Jersey. It is time for a MASH monthly meeting here at Untied. Let's check it out.
I think most everyone has been here before. I am Rich. I'm the president of that. Again, we had elections last month at this month's board meeting by default. I was asked to stay on as president, so I said sure.
It was a coup. We insisted that he stay. Military coup.
So just to run down who is who on the board, the 6 board members who are already on the board, but we changed some positions. Steve stepped down from the board, so Brian is taking over as the event chair. And Eric is going to be doing communications solo. Paul is staying as competition. Dan is staying as events. I am staying as president, and Mike is staying as treasurer.
Pay your dues.
Which leads me to the membership. If you have not paid your dues, you cannot be in a club-only competition. You cannot be in a brewery duel. So please pay your dues. See Micah if you have not, or you're not sure. There were some people that I reached out to in the last month just to make sure that you paid your dues. There's sometimes a lag between updating the spreadsheet, but I think we're up to date right now. Next, I just want to do a quick review and get feedback from last month's presentation that Paul Odell did for us about whiskey and use of alcohol. For those that were in attendance, did you think it was helpful, useful, good? Any comments, feedback?
I finally could understand what people are for.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, he was a really engaging guy, but he also had an amazing breadth of knowledge. You said that he communicated stuff. He was great.
And he liked the whiskey beer. It is really effective.
I think it was great because he's also a really good beer judge and he knows both. That worked out well.
It almost made me want to drink bourbon.
The price is coming down.
So currently, for a Mash Devotee update, the score is Keith 24, the rest of us 0. so what that means is we're all tied for second.
If you're interested in BJCP pacing exam, see Chris. I know there's still spots available. That's May 10th.
May 10th, spots are available. If you're interested in joining the class, we have a few more classes coming up every Monday. Wine Barrel in Maplewood. Again, email me, see me. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Chris.
The Belgians are coming on.
The Belgians and the Sours.
Yeah, next couple of weeks should be good. Also in the email, we put that the Saturday, May 17th, Jersey City, Hoboken, light rail brewery crawl, similar to what we did last year in May. We'll be doing that this year. More details as we get closer. Tonight, like I said, we're doing the Brewers Duel, which is what we have now. Everybody should have something to write with and a slip of paper for just pick A or B for the Brewers Duel.
Well, the reason I did the pale ale is because that's what Jack picked. So he picked the brew, and basically I followed. It was like brew your own was a recipe that was on the Brew Father, and they had a couple different kinds of grains, but I substituted. I used 2-row, and then there was like Pinch 3, and I think I subbed like 20L for that. And then I basically followed the same hop schedule that they have with it. The hops were Cascade and to finish with, and Magnum was the bittering hop. And I actually used, I forgot to bring the sheet of notes, what I used. And I actually made it 3 times. The first time I made it, I actually brought it over to Dan's house, and they sampled it. Chris suggested that I add a little dry hop, so I made another time, and I dry hopped, and I felt like it was a little IPA-ish. So the third time I made it, I went back and made it pretty much the way I made it the first time. I do think the first batch I made, though, was a little bitter than it was this
done, we're going to do the club-only competition. As a refresher, these are big beers that we did last February as a club-only competition, aged for a year. And we have about 7 or 8 entries. Last year we had 22. So those beers are either drank in between or people who did not bring them.
In February 2024, and the way back when, there were 22 strong ales. So we all got incredibly trashed on a lot of big beers. Here we are 1 year, 1 month later, and we've learned nothing. We've learned nothing. We're going to do it again. We've got only 8 this time, which means the rest are really good and are gone, or something else fill in the blank. Or they were infected again. Who knows? So these are all strong beers. Your job is to pick your most favorite, your second most favorite, and your third most favorite, and write down the numbers of each on the scoring sheet. This is not like, it doesn't have to go by points, it doesn't have to go by how close to style. It's just your most favorite, your second most favorite, and your third most favorite.
We have 8 beers total.
8 beers. Okay, the mash meeting is in full progress. I got myself a nitro alt beer. The train's coming by. Delicious. Back to the competition.
Maybe this probably a color one. Can I show
With beer E, as it was given to you, was the rye/wheat wine from Brandon Herr. In second place, with an American barley wine, it was given to you as beer G, Rich Cohen. And winning tonight, number 1, was beer A, an English barley wine from Keith Blanchard.
Okay. So the yeast is Nottingham, 2 packs, rehydrated, 9 pounds of extra light, 6 pounds of pale ale, partial mash grain bill, because I'm a partial mash extract brewer, of Crystal 120, Cara Munich 60, German dark chocolate and biscuit for a little complexity, 1.5 ounces of Horizon at 60 minutes, and an ounce of Kent Goldings split evenly between 15 minutes and flame out.
Do you have a target when you brew?
No. I should, but I don't. Yes. Thank you. And then I put it in Belgian bottles because I wasn't quite sure over the long haul if it was going to be too carbonated or not carbonated enough, just for safety, but it didn't actually carbonate terribly hard. And then that's it.
Mine was a clone of Sierra Nevada's Bigfoot. I basically took the recipe off of BYO.com. I did brew in a bag, so I used everything that they said to do, just modified. So it was a very simple malt bill. It was 2-row and some 60 caramel. The hops were Chinook, Cascade, and Centennial. Small amount of dry hop, a little bit of each. And the yeast that I used was Imperial yeast, their darkness, in a 2-liter starter. It tastes much better this year than it did last year. So, thanks. Wheat wine. Yeah, he said it was not really true to style, but he did use rye. It was close to wheat wine, so I think we'll just call it that.
Yeah, you can definitely. It aged nicely also. It didn't pick up. Unlike mine, it had no infection. But it aged cleanly and it had a nice character. The rye, I think, actually rotting out.
I was on that side drinking beer, had this crazy idea to open this place, and on New Thesis as well. A lot of you were here a year ago. I thought it'd be more interesting if you guys had a chance to hear from Ray over here, who wasn't here a year ago, who's joined us less than a year ago, done an amazing job. has a great story, so I think we'll probably get more out of hearing his background of how he got into brewing, what he likes to brew, where he was before here, and how he ended up here.